The room is quiet. Your phone glows in the dark, humming with notifications from people who would replace you in a week if you vanished. We break ourselves trying to fit into lives where we are merely convenient footnotes. You give, you bleed, and then you wonder why your chest feels completely hollow. Expectations are the real enemy. We anchor our peace to shifting sand, praying the tide won't pull it away. It always does. Stop begging for a seat at tables where you are only tolerated. Look at your hands. They hold the entirety of your life, yet you keep handing the steering wheel to strangers who do not even care where you land. It is time to stop the bleeding. 6 unshakable laws exist to protect your soul from constant disappointment. These are not cruel rules. They are the high stone walls of your own personal castle. If you do not build them today, the world will gladly tear you apart piece by piece. If you are ready to lay the first stone and build your wall today, reply with "I am unbreakable" in the comments right now to seal this commitment. Let us rebuild the framework of how you protect your inner world. Let's start where you spend the vast majority of your waking hours, the workplace. We have been fed a comforting, dangerous lie by modern corporate culture. They call the team a family, dress up the office in warm colors, and host happy hours designed to make you lower your guard. You share your coffee, your weekend plans, and eventually your deep personal vulnerabilities. But you must look at this environment with clear, objective eyes. The office is a market, not a sanctuary. The people sitting across from you are bound to you by a financial contract, not an emotional covenant. When the budget gets tight or a promotion hangs in the balance, the corporate mask slips off instantly. That person you shared your secrets with during lunch will protect their own mortgage and career path every single time. This isn't because they are inherently evil monsters. It is simply the nature of the ecosystem. Expecting unconditional loyalty from a workspace is like expecting a shark to respect a swimmer because they have spent time in the same water. The ancient Stoics understood this structural reality perfectly. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every single morning that he would encounter people who were self-centered and untrustworthy, yet he didn't allow their nature to disturb his inner peace. You need to adopt that exact same quiet clarity. Be exceptionally kind to the people you work with. Share a laugh, collaborate with total integrity, and support their professional growth. But never confuse shared proximity with genuine intimacy. When you wrap your emotional identity around your job, you create a massive surface area for deep disappointment. A single critical email or a cold interaction at the water cooler can ruin your entire weekend. Why give a standard corporate hierarchy that kind of immense power over your heart? Treat your employment as a clean, honest exchange of your skills for capital. Keep your deepest vulnerabilities, your wildest dreams, and your private struggles completely outside those walls. When you leave the building at the end of the day, step out cleanly. Let the professional version of you remain at the desk and bring your true, uncompromised self home to the people who actually see you without a spreadsheet in front of them. By setting this clear, unshakable boundary, you protect your professional reputation and your peace of mind simultaneously. You will no longer feel stung when a colleague acts out of self-interest, because you already expected it. You will look at the corporate landscape with a calm smile, knowing your true worth cannot be measured by a performance review or validated by a co-worker's artificial praise. Memorize this boundary, because the moment you blur the line between a paycheck and a partnership, you invite a storm of unnecessary grief into your life. There is a quiet, haunting habit we all share, wandering through the graveyard of our old relationships. You sit up late at night, replaying old voice notes, scrolling through dead text threads, or wondering if that person from 2 years ago is thinking about you. We romanticize the past because our memory acts like a highly biased editor. It cuts out the screaming matches, the cold text messages, the betrayal, and the profound loneliness, leaving behind only a golden, glowing highlight reel. You find yourself missing a version of someone who simply no longer exists in reality. You must realize that trying to revive a dead relationship is like trying to put broken glass back into a window frame. Even if you manage to glue the jagged pieces together, the cracks will always be there, distorting your view and cutting your fingers the moment you put any real pressure on it. People leave your life for a reason. Sometimes it's because they outgrew you, sometimes it's because you outgrew them, and often it's because their presence was actively poisoning your environment. Whatever the reason, the universe closed that door to protect your path forward. Seneca once observed that true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future or a desperate attachment to the past. When you keep your eyes locked on the rearview mirror, you are completely blind to the open road directly ahead of you. You miss the new connections, the fresh opportunities, and the beautiful, quiet moments happening right now because you are too busy mourning a ghost. The past is nothing more than a schoolhouse. It was never meant to be your permanent home. Letting go doesn't mean you have to hold a deep, burning hatred for the people who walked away. You can genuinely wish them well from a distance while firmly locking the gate behind them. You don't need to check their social media updates, and you don't need to ask mutual friends how they are doing. Let them exist as a closed chapter in the book of your life. The moment you stop pouring your precious energy into dead soil, you will be shocked at how quickly new flowers begin to bloom around you. Your energy is a finite, highly sacred resource. Stop spending it on people who chose to become strangers. Wrap your memories in a blanket of gratitude for the lessons they taught you, and then put that blanket away forever. Walk forward into your life with empty, open hands, ready to receive whatever clean, honest things the present moment wants to give you. The past has absolutely nothing new to say to you, so stop turning around to listen to it. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to carry the entire weight of a relationship completely on your own? You are always the first one to send a text message, the one arranging the schedules, and the one making excuses for their constant, icy silence. You tell yourself they are just incredibly busy with work, or that they are going through a difficult phase, or that they simply aren't good at checking their phone. But let's cut through the noise and look at the brutal, liberating truth. No one is ever too busy for the things they truly care about. Think about it clearly. We live in an age where phones are practically glued to our hands. People check their screens while walking, while eating, and even in the middle of meetings. If someone takes days to reply to your simple message or constantly cancels plans at the absolute last minute without offering an alternative date, they are sending you a crystal clear message about your place in their life. They are showing you that you are an option they use to cure their boredom, not a priority they cherish. Stop building bridges toward people who won't even take a single step off their own island to meet you. When you insist on someone who makes zero effort, you are effectively telling them that your time, your affection, and your dignity are completely worthless. You are begging for scraps of attention from a table where you deserve to be an honored guest. Epictetus taught us that we should never make ourselves beggars for things outside our direct control, especially the affection of another human being. Take a step back. Drop your hands from the ropes and stop pulling. If you stop texting them, stop calling them, and stop planning the hangouts, observe exactly what happens next. If the relationship completely dissolves into absolute silence the moment you stop carrying it, then it was never a real relationship to begin with. It was simply an illusion sustained entirely by your frantic, desperate effort. Letting that silence happen can feel incredibly painful at first, because it forces you to confront the reality that they didn't care as much as you did. But that pain is the clean, sharp sting of a surgeon's knife cutting away a sickness. It frees up your time and your emotional space for individuals who will match your energy with enthusiasm. You deserve people who look forward to seeing you, who check in on you out of genuine love, and who make space for you in their busiest seasons. Never run after someone who knows exactly where you are standing and chooses not to walk toward you. Let's talk about a word that has been heavily watered down by modern culture: self-love. We are told it means taking bubble baths, buying expensive things, or indulging in temporary pleasures. But true, deep self-love is an entirely different beast. It is fierce, protective, and deeply disciplined. It is the quiet, immovable understanding that you are the ultimate guardian of your own mind, body, and spirit. It means looking at yourself in the mirror and deciding that you will no longer tolerate your own self-destruction or allow others to treat you like a doormat. Most of our misery comes from a fundamental lack of this internal armor. Because we do not love ourselves deeply enough, we look for validation in the eyes of everyone we meet. We crave the likes on our posts, the compliments from our acquaintances, and the approval of people we don't even respect. We become emotional shapeshifters, changing our opinions, our style, and our boundaries just to keep other people comfortable. You are essentially setting fire to your own house just to keep strangers warm. Prioritizing your self-love means you become completely comfortable with the word no. It means when someone asks you for an emotional favor that will drain your remaining energy, you look them in the eye and decline without offering a massive, defensive explanation. You realize that your peace of mind is a non-negotiable asset. If a relationship, a habit, or a physical environment requires you to trade away your self-respect, then the price is far too high and you must walk away instantly. This isn't about becoming a selfish, cold narcissist who refuses to help anyone else. It is about understanding the simple law of the oxygen mask on an airplane. You must secure your own mask before you can assist the person sitting next to you. If you are emotionally bankrupt, completely burnt out, and filled with quiet resentment, you have absolutely nothing of real value to offer the world anyway. Start treating yourself like someone you are responsible for protecting and raising. Feed your mind with elevated ideas, move your body with respect, and establish ironclad boundaries around your sleeping hours and your free time. When you begin to value your own life with that level of high intensity, a massive shift occurs in your environment. People will notice that you no longer accept disrespect, and the toxic individuals who used to feed on your people-pleasing nature will naturally drift away, unable to pierce your new armor. You are the only person who will be with you from the exact moment of your first breath to the final second of your last. Act like it. Envy is a quiet, incredibly toxic poison because it rarely shows its face openly. It hides behind passive-aggressive jokes, faint praise, and a strange, cold silence when you share your wins. You get a major promotion, find a beautiful relationship, or achieve a long-term fitness goal, and you run to tell your circle. But instead of genuine joy, you notice a micro-expression of absolute disgust cross their face before they quickly paste on a fake smile. They immediately find a way to minimize your achievement, or they bring up a flaw, or they steer the conversation back to themselves. You must understand the psychology of an envious person. Your success acts as a bright, painful mirror that reflects their own failures, laziness, and deep-seated insecurities back at them. They don't actually hate you. They hate the fact that you had the courage to build a life they only dream about. Because they lack the drive to elevate themselves to your level, the only way they can feel equal to you is to drag you down into the mud with them. Keeping these individuals in your close inner circle is like sailing a ship with someone who is quietly drilling holes in the bottom of the boat when you aren't looking. Their negative comments, subtle doubts and heavy energy will gradually erode your confidence and make you feel ashamed of your own light. Marcus Aurelius warned us to be intensely aware of the malicious, jealous nature of those around us and to protect our minds from their corrupting influence. You do not owe anyone a front row seat in your life just because you have a long history with them. If a childhood friend or a relative constantly radiates envy and tries to dim your shine, you have a sacred obligation to remove them from your space. You don't need to trigger a massive, dramatic confrontation or scream at them. Simply execute a quiet, systematic withdrawal. Stop sharing your big goals with them. Stop inviting them to celebrate your victories and gradually increase the distance between your worlds. Surround yourself exclusively with lions, people who are hunting for greatness themselves and who scream with genuine excitement when they see you win. A true friend wants to see you fly higher than they do because your victory is a celebration for the entire tribe. Protect your environment with an iron fist. Do not let envious people dump their heavy, bitter poison into the clean well of your ambition and peace. We come now to the absolute capstone of your personal liberation, reclaiming the throne of your own existence. Every single time you let someone else's opinion ruin your day, every time you let an ex-partner's text dictate your mood, and every time you change your life path to please your family or your social circle, you are handing over your crown. You are voluntarily climbing into the back seat of your own vehicle and letting a stranger drive you over a cliff. Think about the immense power you are casually discarding. The Roman Stoic Epictetus once wrote that if someone handed your physical body over to a random passerby on the street, you would be absolutely furious. Why, then, are you not ashamed to hand your precious mind over to anyone who happens to insult you, ignore you, or envy you? Why do you allow their chaotic, unrefined behavior to determine whether you feel happy or miserable? When you say, "This person made me angry," or "That situation ruined my week," you are adopting the language of a helpless victim. You are declaring to the universe that your inner world is completely defenseless against external storms. The truth is that nothing outside your own mind can ever truly harm you unless you give it permission to do so. A criticism is just sound waves moving through the air. A betrayal is just another human being acting out of their own flawed nature. Your pain does not come from their actions. It comes entirely from the narrative you construct inside your own head about their actions. Take your power back right now. Lock your eyes onto the things you can actually control: your thoughts, your personal discipline, your daily boundaries, and your self-respect. Let the rest of the world be exactly what it is: unpredictable, messy, and loud. If someone chooses to walk away from you, let them walk. If someone chooses to talk behind your back, let them whisper. Their behavior is a reflection of their own internal hell, not a definition of your ultimate worth. Memorize these 6 laws not as a set of cold, cynical walls to keep the world out, but as a framework of self-respect that allows you to live with absolute freedom. You are the author of this book, the captain of this ship, and the absolute ruler of this mind. Stop begging for validation from people who are completely lost in their own darkness. Breathe in the clean, crisp air of your own independence. Stand tall, protect your inner circle with unyielding discipline, and never, ever give another human being the power to dictate who you are. Your sovereignty begins the exact moment you decide that your peace of mind is entirely non-negotiable. If you are ready to claim your sovereign core and stop bleeding for people who wouldn't bruise for you, leave a comment below. I reclaim my power. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Mode and turn on notifications so you never miss a step on this journey. We are building an unbreakable tribe, and this is only day one. Thank you for listening. Live with purpose and protect your peace.